financial problems, elder law, criminal law, tax problems, business matters, divorce, personal injury, bankruptcy, your life, your reality. Life is complicated. There is the law and there is reality. Welcome to Law and Reality, sponsored by THAV GROSS. Now here's your host, Ken Gross.
Welcome to this segment of Law and Reality. Today's topic is, oh no, mom needs the nursing home. Not a fun topic, but an important topic. Brian Small, good morning.
Good morning, Ken. Pleasure to be here this morning.
Jeffrey Linden.
Good morning, Ken.
Pat Samasco, you're
Good
the
morning.
man on the spot because
I'm
you're
ready.
the elder law expert.
I'm ready.
and
Bring it
mom
on.
needs the nursing home.
Bring it on. Bring it
All
on.
right, so what's nice about this show is this particular segment will illustrate the unique topic that you deal with day in and day out.
Every
It's
day.
it's a very narrow field. Like you call up a lawyer, very few lawyers are going to know what to do in that situation from the standpoint of a parent needs to go into a nursing home. All right, so I want to illustrate it with an example, and then we'll work through it. Jack and Bonnie. Jack is 65, Bonnie is 62. Bonnie's sometimes called Betty, if you look at the outline and notice that. But
That's
we're
her
going to
middle
go
name.
with Jack and Bonnie. Okay. Well, I'm married to Bonnie. Okay, here's Jack's
This is
assets.
Jack now.
401k, $500,000. Savings, $500,000. House, $400,000 market value, no mortgage. They lease 2 cars, $400 a month each. Problem, Betty has a severe stroke, AKA Bonnie. She needs full-time care, nursing home, either in the house or in the nursing home. Nursing care is running, what, $11,000 a month right now?
Pretty close, yeah. Depending on where you go.
Average stay, 31 months. These are
Yeah.
statistics you've always given me.
Yeah.
So in this case, she could be there for, but she's young. She could be there 30 years.
My dad had a stroke at 61, and he died at 82. So that was 20 years, and absolutely, yeah. He could have been in the nursing home at any time.
And that's, you think about that, $11,000 a month. All right, so Jack and Betty's situation is Jack's thinking, okay, I have assets. So there's $1 million between savings, 401k, there's the house. But if I've got to spend $11,000 a month on Betty in the nursing home, what's going to be left for me if I keep living? And then what if I need a nursing home down the road?
That's the problem. That's the problem right there.
So what do we do?
Well, first of all, you have to realize that assisted livings, in-home care, and nursing homes are all different. People think I'm going to assisted living, it's the same thing as going to a nursing home. They're completely different. So if she has to go to an assisted living or in-home care, it's always going to be private pay. And if you need 24/7 care, it's more expensive than going to the nursing home.
Wait, all of these things, except for a nursing home, are private pay?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
you have to spend the money that you have in the bank
Yeah.
for private pay.
Yeah, so let's look. No one wants mom and dad's money, right? Spend it on
the
mom.
government
Spend
does.
it. Well, the kids don't want mom and dad's
Right.
money. They'd rather have mom spend it. But so if they can go in assisted living, great. But if they can't go in the assisted living because the care is too high, now you're in a nursing home. We want a Medicaid nursing home because Medicaid will pay the nursing home bill. And people think, oh, a Medicaid nursing home is horrible. It's typically the same nursing home. Private pay is the same nursing home on Medicaid. It's the same bed, the same pillow, the
Same
same gel.
facility,
It's the
same
same
help,
everything.
everything.
Your dad, it
Sure.
was the same exact facility. So we want Medicaid, and it's the benefit there. And as a Medicaid lawyer, I can protect 100% of the assets, and the nursing home bill will be zero. All that money will be saved for the at-home.
So Betty has a severe stroke, so she needs a lot of care. How do you measure the amount of care she needs as to if it's assisted living
right.
versus nursing home
Right.
care?
Well, one thing, it's in my opinion, is that there's 2 times you really need to think about putting mom in a nursing home or dad. One, when she doesn't know where she's at. so she's not getting the benefit of being at home. Or someone may be getting hurt at home to trying to take care of her. So if she's falling, dad's gonna have to quit his job to take care of her, up all night, back and forth. Someone's gonna hurt, someone's gonna have another injury, or the caregiver at home is usually the one more at risk of having another problem, because they're the one that has to change their whole life to deal with it.
Sure.
Like my mom, she took care of my dad. My dad was sitting on the chair. He was happy as a clam. My mom was on at the
Doing all the work.
24/7, yeah. So
that gets you to the point where you at least need assisted living, but then the
more nursing home at
More
that
nursing home.
point, yeah. So if you need a lot of care, nursing home is the place that you're going to need to be at.
But doesn't Medicaid have these definitions of what qualifies as what you need? I
Yeah,
mean,
it's called the doors test. Is that you need to be able to walk through the door to be Medicaid qualifiable. Dementia.
Is that a door test or doors?
Doors, D-O-O-R-S. So you need to be able, dementia, cognitive impairment, help transferring from bed to toilet, from bed to seat, wander, that type of fall risk, those type of things are the ones. And most people fit that test, because for most families, putting in the nursing home is the last thing that they ever want to
It's gonna be
do.
a
So it's
severe
usually they
situation.
should have been in the nursing home years and years earlier, but they worked through
I don't
it.
understand the test name, doors. Like
Doors.
if you're able to walk through the door.
If you get through the door, you're eligible for Medicaid.
Oh, okay.
So if
And-
you're sick enough, it's in every Medicaid rule you have to scratch your head about. So
Right.
the name is the same thing
So
on
it's
the
just
rule.
so the doors is actually, if you've passed the test,
You
you've
can
gotten
get
through the
beyond-
door, then you can get Medicaid.
On Medicaid,
So
right.
and then that comes to you need.
Asset and income qualifications. So for a married couple, I can protect every dime of their assets and their income as long as you're a married couple, one person in the nursing home.
Okay, wait, hang on a second though. We're coming up to a break, but I thought there was this 5-year rule that said
Right.
you have to transfer your assets 5 years ahead. If we just find out mom needs a nursing home next week,
I can
that's
save
not
it.
5 years. You can
I
still
can
save it.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
All right,
It's fabulous. It's the greatest thing ever.
is this a secret Samasco rule to do that, or is this?
I'm really good at it. I'm
we're going
really,
to take
really
a
good
break.
at it.
We come back after the break. Will you share with us how
Oh,
you
yeah,
do it?
Absolutely.
We'll be back after the break.
Carrying too much debt? Resolve your debt. Call THAV GROSS.
You don't need to be broke, and you don't need to hit rock bottom. If you have income and you're struggling with debt, dump it. Think about the next 10 or 20 years. If you do what the banks tell you, you'll have nothing to retire with. There is a solution.
Don't waste your future. Call THAV GROSS. We're experts at eliminating credit card debt. 888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
COVID-19 presents a fight for our personal and business financial survival. You have to make choices. Cash is critical. Do you tap your retirement, home equity line, or run up the credit cards? You need the right plan to avoid being wiped out, and you need it now. You can't rely on the government or banks. Call us. We're the experts in financial crisis. We are here for you and your business in the Great Recession, and we're here for you now. We will create a plan and get through this together. THAV GROSS will solve your problem.
Is the debt piling up? Struggling to get by?
It's all about preserving future income. Bankruptcy is one option. When it's right, it's the least costly, most effective way to save your home, eliminate a second mortgage, and wipe out credit card debt. But you need to address the problem now.
We help people with bankruptcy. Call the experts.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
A lifetime of hard work. If you don't have the right plan in place, you can lose your home, your savings, and more. And you didn't come this far to lose everything. Samasco Law wants you to know that laws are changing. Today, the average cost of nursing home care is $85,000 a year. With proper planning, we can help protect your life savings and get you the Medicaid and nursing home benefits you deserve.
How much can you afford to lose? Call Samasco Law today.
You can't work. You have to deal with pain and stress. Worse yet, our system for applying for disability benefits seeks to deny you the benefits you're entitled. Jeff Kirschner is an expert in obtaining disability and workers' compensation benefits for his clients.
You need to call Jeff before you apply or after you're denied to get the benefits you deserve. 888-235-HELP. 888-235-HELP. Tax problems are major problems. Don't let the IRS levy your wages and seize your assets. There is a solution.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
If you're behind on your taxes and owe money to the IRS, call THAV GROSS.
We've been solving tax problems for 32 years. We stop wage levies, resolve unfiled returns, and obtain the best possible settlements.
Call THAV GROSS today, 888-235-HELP. Is the debt piling up? Struggling to get by?
It's all about preserving future income. Bankruptcy is one option. When it's right, it's the least costly, most effective way to save your home, eliminate a second mortgage, and wipe out credit card debt. But you need to address the problem now.
We help people with bankruptcy. Call the experts.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
All right, we're back. I want the secret Samasco rule, but Jeff, you raised a question at the break.
Yeah, Pat, I thought that Medicare and Medicaid cover home care in circumstances, because I've had cases involving the issue of whether or not the patient was properly qualified for the home care.
Yeah, so you said the two things. So Medicare is different than Medicaid. So Medicare is health insurance, right?
Right.
So if you leave the hospital, Medicare will pay a certain amount of home care, nurses that come in and some rehab and maybe some blood pressure and bath once in a while for a short amount of time, and that could definitely be a Medicare fraud type of a program because they overprescribe that type of treatment. Medicaid is completely different. It's through the waiver program, and in the whole state of Michigan there's only a certain number of spots available, and they have strict asset and income rules as well. And if the spot's full in your county, you have to wait for it to open. So it could be
speaking,
2 or 3 years.
So it's practically speaking not available.
It's not anything that when mom had that stroke and you say we want Medicaid to pay for in-home care,
forget it.
Forget it.
So before you give me the asset issue and qualification, walk us through the process of what does Medicare pay and how you make the decision to get Medicaid. You end up going into the hospital.
So you're in the hospital for anything. If you're 65, you get Medicare. Then you usually have like a Blue Cross supplement. So if you're in the hospital for 3 days, admitted to the hospital, and now you go to the nursing home for rehab, Medicare will pay for the first 20 days, 100%, but a total of 100 days coordinated with your other supplemental insurance as long as mom keeps getting rehab. If rehab stops, Medicare and your supplement's going to stop.
So that's what happened to my father.
Right.
He went into the hospital. He got discharged from the hospital to the nursing home for rehab.
Right.
He was anemic because he ended up in there because his Coumadin was way off and he was bleeding. So they told me, I said, should he exercise or should he rest because he's very tired? So the nursing staff asked the doctor, and the doctor said, no, if he's that tired, don't make him exercise. So he didn't exercise for 3 days, and then they say, you have to leave because you're not rehabbing. Well, Medicare won't pay.
Yeah, but you're not. See, people think I'm being discharged from the nursing home. You're not. You're being discharged from Medicare.
Right, yeah.
Now we want to get Medicaid. So let's focus on
they called me and said, how are you going to pay for this? And I called you and said, what am I going to do?
Well, for a single person, it's different than married. So this show, we're going to focus on the married couple. As a married couple, people think I need 5 years to protect the money. You don't. Medicaid allows us to protect the money for the at-home spouse. So we have rules and techniques that we've implemented for years and years and years that allows us to get the assets out of mom's name into dad's name, and then we allow to protect it while it's in dad's name, either by going to court and asking that dad keep all that money, by going to court asking that dad be allowed to keep all that income, his income and his wife's income. So that's the one process that we use that we've actually been going around training other lawyers in the state on how to do.
So in this case, I got $500,000 in a 401k. Does it matter whether it's dad's 401k or mom's 401k?
Yes, it matters a lot. We can protect it whether it's dad's or mom's, but let's presume that it's dad's. First thing we have to do, if dad dies, who's the beneficiary on?
Mom.
Yeah, we got to change that because if dad dies, mom's a single person now. So we got to disinherit mom. We have to make sure if dad dies, it goes to the kids or a special trust agreement that protects the money if mom is ending up in the nursing home as a single person, because now she's only allowed $2,000 in assets, and that's when the 5-year look-back rule. If you're single, we need 5 years to protect the money. But with dad, so the first thing we do is we have to make sure that mom's not the beneficiary of any of that stuff. If then we go to court and say, hey, you know what, dad needs this money. We want that money, that $1 million to be awarded to dad.
That's if it was mom's 401k?
Either one, mom's money, dad's money. So for a married couple, the first $120,000 in liquid assets is protected. So if you have $1 million, you have $880,000 too much money. We take that money, go to court and say, you know what, dad needs that money. And by going to court and have dad needing that money, we get it protected for Medicaid purposes.
So you go to court.
You go to federal court or state court?
Well, we go to state court. Some lawyers go. We go to family court. Some lawyers go to probate court.
So, but you're going to court to protect the money for dad. Mom is going to the nursing home. What does Medicaid have to say about that?
Medicaid has nothing to say about it because Medicaid rule is you have to comply with court orders. So when the court order comes down, says it's now dad's, and all the court says that all that $1 million is protected, they have to follow the court rule.
So you do that for the 401k and the savings?
Yes.
Except for the 120, which is
and
already
the second
protected?
cottage and the third car and any asset. So the first 120,000 plus the house is protected. Anything over and that, we have to add that as part of the court.
How much of a house?
Well, the value of the house typically it's about $550,000. So what's exempt is a house up to $550,000. What's exempt for cash is half up to $120,000. So everything over and that we need to protect, and we can. We're the great.
Can you exempt a car as well?
Yeah, one car, funeral for mom and dad.
Is there a cap on the car?
No.
So I could buy a
So you got a
Ferrari?
Bentley?
We're in the process of buying a really expensive car right now. But we only have to
But
do
you
that
want
for a
one
single
you want one that
person.
holds the value.
Well, we're only doing that for single people because as a married couple, we can protect it other ways. We don't need to go out and buy a $300,000 Ferrari. We can protect it other ways.
The money.
But the single person,
We need
mom, is now single and she's in the nursing home. We're protecting the asset. We're really not protecting it for mom.
Right.
At that point, you're protecting it for the heirs.
Yeah, and
So
that's
that you have
exactly
your-
what
well,
mom
the heir-
did. Her whole life, she saved every nickel to give it to her kids. Right? And that's what we're doing. We're protecting
All
it.
right, so on the married couple, 120 is covered and protectable under the Medicaid rules.
Yeah.
The rest you can protect by going to court and having it to court order the money of
Yeah,
being
what's called-
necessary for the other spouse.
It's called increase in the protected spousal amount.
There we go. When we come back after the break, I want to talk about the single parent.
Yeah.
If you're retired and in a financial crisis, there is a way out.
It pains me when I see a retired couple exhaust their savings by paying credit card bills and for a home hopelessly underwater.
THAV GROSS specializes in helping retired people in financial crisis.
You just can't keep paying until you're broke. You need to address the problem now.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
You're all set to retire. You have your home paid off, money in the bank, and sound investments. But if you're not careful, all the things that you work so hard for can disappear. At Samasco Financial, we'll help you prevent that. We go beyond ordinary asset management. We'll safeguard everything that you have by creating a plan made specifically for you. How much can you afford to lose? Nothing. Protect the people that you love and the things that you have. Call Samasco Financial today.
Carrying too much debt? Resolve your debt. Call THAV GROSS.
You don't need to be broke, and you don't need to hit rock bottom. If you have income and you're struggling with debt, dump it. Think about the next 10 or 20 years. If you do what the banks tell you, you'll have nothing to retire with. There is a solution.
Don't waste your future. Call THAV GROSS. We're experts at eliminating credit card debt. 888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
I want to remind our viewers to listen to us for Law and Reality Live on the Praise Network, Tuesdays 10 a.m., Saturdays 7 a.m., as soon as we're out of shelter in place, and then on KISS 105.9, Sundays 7 o'clock a.m. Sign up for our monthly contest. Free $100 Visa gift card, One Reality hat, and copy of my book, Dump Your Debt. Just go on the website, pop your name in, and you're entered. Then remember, you can always contact us for a free consultation. We do teleconferencing, conferencing over the phone. Once shelter in place is over, we will resume office consultations with proper social distancing. Just call us up anytime, 888-235-HELP, or go online on the website. There's boxes to check for a free consultation. Debt issues, tax issues, estate planning issues, business issues, elder law issues with Pat Samasco, disability issues with Jeff Kirshner, criminal issues with Scott Weinberg. Take advantage of the free consults. It's a way of learning what your options are and the strategy to resolve your problem. Sign up at lawandreality.com or call 888-235-HELP. Also, check out the free reports on the website. There's a great report on resolving tax problems, how to save your home from foreclosure, business formations, loans and grants in Michigan, and also Retiree's Guide from Social Security by Pat Samasco. I want to thank our sponsors, THAV GROSS, Samasco Law, Kirshner Law. Now back to the show.
Tax problems are major problems. Don't let the IRS levy your wages and seize your assets. There is a solution.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
If you're behind on your taxes and owe money to the IRS, call THAV GROSS.
We've been solving tax problems for 32 years. We stop wage levies, resolve unfiled returns, and obtain the best possible settlements.
Call THAV GROSS today, 888-235-HELP. You can't work. You have to deal with pain and stress. Worse yet, our system for applying for disability benefits seeks to deny you the benefits you're entitled. Jeff Kirshner is an expert in obtaining disability and workers' compensation benefits for his clients. You need to call Jeff before you apply or after you're denied to get the benefits you deserve. 888-235-HELP. 888-235-HELP.
COVID-19 presents a fight for our personal and business financial survival. You have to make choices. Cash is critical. Do you tap your retirement, home equity line, or run up the credit cards? You need the right plan to avoid being wiped out, and you need it now. You can't rely on the government or banks. Call us. We're the experts in financial crisis. We were here for you and your business in the Great Recession, and we're here for you now. We will create a plan and get through this together. THAV GROSS will solve your problem.
Is the debt piling up? Struggling to get by?
It's all about preserving future income. Bankruptcy is one option. When it's right, it's the least costly, most effective way to save your home, eliminate a second mortgage, and wipe out credit card debt. But you need to address the problem now.
We help people with bankruptcy. Call the experts.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
Okay, so we covered this increasing the protected spousal amount. All right, what about the house?
Yeah, so mom is now in the nursing home.
The house is owned by mom and dad.
You've protected all the other assets, but dad now doesn't need a 3,300 square foot house. He wants to sell the house.
He wants to go into independent living.
Yeah, or get an apartment, whatever.
Yeah.
He just doesn't need the space anymore.
So
can dad just sell the house?
Yeah. So, but what you do is you have to take everything out of mom's name and put it into dad's name, and you got a year to do it. For Medicaid, if that 401k was in mom's name,
from the time mom goes in the nursing home?
By the time that when we apply for Medicaid, we have 1 year to get this stuff. So the joint bank account needs to be in dad's name. Mom's IRA needs to get into dad's name. The stock needs to get.
So it doesn't all have to happen before you apply.
It has to happen within a year or before dad dies.
Oh, okay.
Because if dad dies unexpectedly, who owns that stuff? Mom.
Right.
And that's what you have to watch out for. So you got to disinherit mom. So even though the house is protected for mom, if dad dies, the kids don't want to keep that house going. So you need to get it into dad's name, and dad can sell it and keep the money.
Okay, so mom quit claims it to dad?
Yeah, and if we have a good power of attorney that has the language, and everybody needs to know in our viewing audience, you got to have the financial power of attorney, and you got to have one that has the language that ours has in it.
Let's back up a little bit. So when we talk about that, that's right. Mom, remember, mom's in the nursing home.
Had a stroke.
Doesn't know what's going on.
Right.
She doesn't have legal capacity to contract.
Right.
So she can't sign the quitclaim deed.
Right.
So the durable power of attorney,
Right.
which had to have been prepared and signed by mom before she had the stroke,
Right.
that's what accomplishes it?
Yes, and it has to have the language in it that we need to protect the money. So all power of attorneys are not the same. You need one that has that language, says that we can do gifting, we can do transfers, we can go to
Broad
court.
powers.
Yeah, broad.
So if you didn't do all these things that we're telling everybody that you need
You're
to do
spending
beforehand,
$11,000 a month on the
and
nursing
then
home.
mom is in the nursing home, can a guardian be established and do all these things for mom?
You have to get permission through the probate court to do it, and you can, but it's much, much, much,
And
much.
you have to get all that
more
done within a year.
You got it. It's a nightmare. It's a lot harder to do it through
so the
court.
power
Doing
of
it on the
attorney is really
backside
important.
and reacting instead of being proactive could be fatal to the money, so to
Yeah.
speak.
So the best plans, the earlier you plan, the better plan that you can implement. It just, okay, here, let's just put it on the table. You have a family doctor, and now you got cancer, you go to the cancer specialist. So everybody has a family doctor. Everybody has the lawyer that did their
The family
wills,
lawyer.
and they did this, and when they went to Disney in 1964, they did their paperwork back then because you were worried about getting the car accident. It's not what you
Same.
need now. You got to have that stuff reviewed. So as you retire and you're starting to get a little bit up there in age, you need to start having this stuff looked at.
So you're not the chemo doctor, you're the Medicaid
I am the Medicaid guy.
specialist.
Yeah.
All right, so walk me through the house. Okay, so
the house.
we need to deed the house. Mom has a power of attorney, so
Yep.
dad has the power for mom. So
Yep.
dad signs the power on mom's behalf, signs the deed, transfers the house into his name.
Right.
So dad now owns the house.
He can keep it.
What happens if dad needs the nursing home?
Well, now you got single person. That's what we need the 5 years
We'll
to
do a
protect.
different show. All right,
Yeah.
we're going to do a different show on
Yeah,
that
yeah.
to cover it.
So the house goes into dad's name, and if he wants to sell it, he can keep the money and put it in a bank account, and if he dies, it goes to the kids or to a trust
but it's
agreement.
protected from Medicaid as
For
to
mom.
mom.
Right. If dad goes into independent living, he can use that money to pay his bills and do this and that.
Okay, so let's wrap it up. All right, so this is the circumstance where one of the a parent needs the nursing home. The bottom line is you have to do serious, important emergency planning to make sure you can qualify for Medicaid and protect the assets.
Yeah.
Pat's the person to do that with. You got to sit down with him and he goes over it with
Do
you.
it before one of your parents die. Because if dad dies, now we're stuck with the single
You got
person.
the 5-year rule.
But if you think dad's got cancer and mom's got dementia, come in and see me before dad
So
passes
this is
away.
not the time to wait.
No.
I mean, we procrastinate when it comes to estate planning. Not in this circumstance. Your time, the clock is ticking. You need to take action. You need to take the right action. And I would say you need to call Pat.
Appreciate
Pat,
it.
thanks for joining us. Everybody, have a great week. We'll be back next week with Law and Reality.